Narcissists don't crave love. They crave control. They don't seek connection, they seek supply, attention, obedience, worship, and they'll drain anyone who gives it. But the most dangerous thing about a narcissist is how invisible they can be. They smile in public, flatter in private, then gut your self-esteem when no one's looking. But there's a way to win, a way to gut their ego without saying a word. You don't need to yell, you don't need to fight. You just need to live by rules they can't manipulate. This video breaks down 7 brutal Stoic strategies to dismantle a narcissist's control, quietly, surgically, and without losing yourself in the process. 1. Stop explaining yourself. Narcissists thrive on confusion. They provoke, then demand clarity, twist your words, then ask for a speech. Every explanation you give is fuel. They don't want understanding, they want control of the narrative. So stop playing their game. A Stoic doesn't explain, they act. They lead with integrity, not justification. If your decision was clean, let it stand. No posturing, no performance. Let your silence be the full stop to their manipulation. When a narcissist can't bait you into long defenses or self-justifications, they lose grip. You're no longer reacting, you're choosing. That's what they hate the most, your autonomy. Next time they tilt their head and ask, "Why would you do that?" Don't defend, just hold your ground, quietly, calmly, like someone who doesn't need permission to exist. That's when their ego starts to starve. 2. Praise what they hate. Nothing confuses a narcissist like watching you praise what they secretly despise. Humility, grace, consistency. Narcissists want to be the sun, the center, the god. But Stoics bow to character, not charisma. So lift up the steady man. Admire the quiet woman. Compliment people who build, not boast. Do it sincerely, publicly, without a wink or edge. Let your values bleed through your words. This is how you rewrite the atmosphere. You teach everyone in the room what matters and what doesn't. Narcissists can't handle environments where substance is rewarded over performance. Their ego wilts when your respect is earned, not begged for. You're not confronting them directly. You're redefining the scoreboard, and in a world obsessed with flash, being someone who honors depth is revolutionary. 3. Refuse to compete. Narcissists manufacture rivalry. Everything becomes a scoreboard. Who looks better, earns more, wins louder. They don't just want to succeed, they want to see you beneath them. The Stoic path: don't play. Withdraw from the contest. Refuse to match their energy. Speak less when they speak more. Give credit when they hoard it. Walk away when they posture. That's not weakness, that's mastery. The narcissist expects you to fight for scraps of their approval. When you don't, it rattles them. It's like trying to play chess with someone who refuses to move. No response becomes the ultimate checkmate. The Stoic doesn't compete where ego runs the rules, because when you measure yourself by internal standards, nobody can rig the game, and nothing enrages a narcissist like realizing they can't bait you into playing. 4. Normalize saying no without emotion. To a narcissist, boundaries are insults. No sounds like rebellion. Disagreement sounds like betrayal. But for the Stoic, no is a tool of freedom, not warfare. The key: say it clean, calm. No need to justify, soften, or smile your way out of it. No can be a complete sentence if you've trained yourself to be comfortable with disapproval. That's where narcissists fail. They rely on your discomfort, your guilt, your urge to over-accommodate. But once you can say, "No, that doesn't work for me," without blinking, without flinching, you remove their leverage. It's not about being cold, it's about being clear. Narcissists want drama, they want resistance, because it gives them something to push against. But when you give them nothing, just neutral truth, they fall flat. That's the power of a boundary enforced with composure. It leaves their ego gasping for oxygen. 5. Stay unimpressed by the spectacle. Narcissists rely on performance. The curated stories, the exaggerated wins, the designer labels meant to signal dominance. They build an identity out of admiration, not truth. Admiration. So when you meet their showmanship with calm indifference, it's like slicing the wires on a puppet show. The Stoic doesn't chase glitter, they watch for substance. When a narcissist brags, don't reward it. Don't challenge it either. Just remain unmoved. Let them hear the silence after the punchline. Let them sit in the vacuum when their self-congratulation falls flat. This isn't passive aggression, it's clarity. It's training yourself to stop handing out praise for performance. When they realize their stories don't land, their charm doesn't bend you, their name-dropping doesn't impress you, that's when their ego starts to crack. Because nothing threatens a narcissist more than a man who sees through the costume. 6. Respond to insults with precision, not emotion. Narcissists use insults like scalpels, subtle jabs designed to destabilize. Just kidding, they'll say, or you're too sensitive. It's gaslighting in disguise, death by 1,000 cuts. And they're counting on you to explode or break down just so they can call you unstable. So don't give them the satisfaction. The Stoic response isn't passive, it's surgical. A clear look, a short pause, then a calm, factual correction. No raised voice, no drama, just truth, delivered like a blade, clean and emotionless. Example, they mock your work ethic. Reply, I value consistency over show. Then move on. You're not playing defense. You're teaching them that attacks won't produce fuel. No tears, no tantrums, just an unshakable presence. That's how you flip the script, by showing that insults are weapons that only work on the reactive. The Stoic? He responds like a wall of iron, calm, deliberate, immovable. 7. Heal without performing your pain. A narcissist expects your pain to be public. They want to see the damage. They want your struggle on display, so they can either dismiss it or use it against you later. They feed on chaos, especially when it's visible. But real power is quiet healing. The Stoic retreats to rebuild in silence. They don't broadcast their wounds. They don't ask for pity. They process, reflect, adjust, and emerge sharper. That's how you confuse a narcissist, by disappearing from their theater. No rage-filled exit, no sob story, just a subtle shift, distance, discipline, growth behind closed doors, and when you come back, clearer, firmer, untouchable, they won't know what hit them. To a narcissist, silence is terrifying, because it means they no longer matter. And when they stop being the center of your universe, their entire illusion collapses. That's the final kill shot, thriving in peace, without needing an audience. Narcissists don't break people with fists. They break them with confusion, with charm, with slow erosion. And the moment you start reacting, explaining, competing, you're caught. But you don't need to fight fire with fire. You need to cut off the oxygen. Live by Stoic principles. Speak less. Move cleaner. Set boundaries without emotion. Heal without applause. Choose depth over drama. Truth over noise. That's how you kill a narcissist's ego quietly. No shouting match. No final confrontation. Just a silent exit from their game. If this hit home, don't just watch. Apply it. Practice it. Make it a part of how you live. Subscribe for more content rooted in timeless philosophy and raw, unfiltered truth. And check the description. We've linked tools that go deeper for those serious about reclaiming their self-respect and mastering their inner world. This isn't self-help. This is self-command. And it starts right now.